This is Kim Brenneman and Bridget Genrich, and we are talking again about doing life at home because we've been at home a long time, and we are
we're moms who do life at home. Sorry, we do not have it together today.
No. And as I started this live, I was getting messages from people.
So there goes our focus.
It's so distracting.
So we're going to talk about what we did today, and then we're going to go into some office day tips.
Yes. So today I wanted to get a lot of more of my garden planted, and while I'm out there, of course, I see things that need weeded, and I hate morning glory. We have morning glory problem on this farm, so I was yanking morning glory like crazy out of my raspberries and cutting out weed trees and planting more garden. That's what I was doing.
You got your gardening pants on.
I do. I have.
She has the cutest overalls that have like the little garden tools on them
and flowers. They're so cute. And again, a crazy amount of pockets.
What brand are they?
Duluth Trading. Again, I guess I love that company. In fact, I have stuff in the shopping cart at Duluth Trading. They had a Memorial Day sale, but I probably missed it. Oops. And Bridget came up today with Brinley.
Yep.
That's been fun.
Yep. I like to hang out and let the little one hang out with her aunts. Gives me a break. I get to get some work done online and whatnot. And we're going to run up to a local farm and get some goat milk too. That was my biggest motivator. Like, I was going to come up tomorrow, but we were out of milk.
Wait, are you coming tomorrow too?
That's up to you.
Well, I want to do, because tomorrow I wanted to do some videoing of kitchen day at our house. And I wanted Bridget to come up too for that. So, if she'll come.
I can do that.
Come, Bridget, come on. Plus, that means Brinley will be here, and that's so fun. So fun. She's so curious right now, 13 months old, and so she just is,
And you're loving the grandma life.
Yeah.
So we've been asked to introduce ourselves for a first-time viewer.
Yes. Okay, so I'm Kim Brenneman, and I have 9 children. I live on a farm in Iowa, and what else? I went to nursing school. I'm in a master's program to be a nurse midwife, but this is my summer break. And I like to garden. I always have gardened, and so I'm going crazy gardening this year. My 9 children are ages 29 to 13. Is that right?
Almost 13.
Yeah.
29.
That's what they
almost
turn.
13 to almost 29.
Yes.
Their birthdays are in June.
We're having birthdays right now. And Bridget is my first.
Hey, you forgot
daughter.
the important part, though.
What?
What book did you write?
Oh, I wrote this book many years ago called Large Family Logistics, and it was about how I do life. Actually, it started with a blog in 2004, long time ago, and I just wrote about what I was doing, why I was doing it, and how I was doing it. And really, I was motivated to write it all down for my daughters because I struggled a lot as a young mom, just knowing what to do and when to do it, and how am I supposed to take care of this house, and how am I supposed to take care of these babies, all these children, and to just move that out of the way.
How to get it all done and not go crazy.
Yes.
Or not go as crazy.
Yes. So I created systems. My husband traveled a lot too, and so while he was out making money, I was home trying to, save money, and we homeschooled, and so I wrote about it. I started writing a blog. It turned into a book. It got published, and then it, long story short, I republished it in 2017. It is called Home Management, Plain and Simple, and you can get it at the blog. You can get it on Amazon, a print version and a Kindle version, and on the blog site, which is called homeplainandsimple.com.
Yep.
There is a quick start version of the book. It's an ebook. I forget what. There's 13 chapters.
Children included. 13 tips and tactics.
That's what it is. 13 tips and tactics. I knew there was 13 in there. So it is like just the bones of the book, and
The main points.
you can download it. And I kind of think it was $3 or $4, so more affordable than getting a big fat book, and gives you some perspective on how I do things and why I do what I do. And so Bridget, I started writing for my daughters. I said that. And Bridget is my oldest daughter. She's our third child.
Number 3 out of 9.
Yeah, so the older children, 3 of them are married, and we have 2 grandbabies and 1 on the way.
Yep.
Woo-hoo. So fun and exciting. And once this Corona thing started, I thought, why don't I just start doing these daily lives to tell people that doing life at home is possible, and it can be fun, and you can have a smoothly running day with some thought and creating systems and doing things in a methodical way, a thoughtful way with deliberate action.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I've been doing. Some of our videos are probably more helpful than others. Some of them we get to rambling and chatting and talking about.
Telling stories and
yeah.
all the fun stuff.
Yeah. In a lot of the videos, if you go back on the IGTV, you'll see Annie. She's here every day too. She works on the farm here, and she and one of the girls went to the feed store, so that's why they aren't here. Otherwise, she would have.
They'd be in on the fun today too.
Yeah. And we were going to talk about Office Day today.
Yep.
Office Day is a day that I deliberately set aside because things are different now. But 20 years ago, everything came in the snail mail, and papers would pile up. I mean, all kinds of advertising and newspapers and the junk mail and the real mail. All the bills were paid on paper, and everything was paper. Oh, I'm so glad that now things are on auto pay and paperless. That has made things so much easier. But I still find it valuable to have an office day. Office day is when I would take care of that stuff, and I would pay the bills, and if I would needed to order things from a paper catalog, I would do it on that day. It was just a day where I would organize my brain. I would do menu planning, still do.
Anything like chore chart creation,
Yes.
schedules,
homeschooling stuff. Like if I needed to organize some stuff, I would take that day to spend some time and do that.
making any phone calls, like scheduling doctor's appointments,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I set aside one day a week for those kind of tasks. And some days or some weeks it was real easy, light. And then another week, I might need to spend a couple hours tackling something. And there were definitely times where I would trade babysitting with another mom, and she would take my kids for a day, and I would use that day for an office day where I would do a lot of busy work, paperwork, business work for the farm, and then of course then I would have a day where I would have all her kids and she would do whatever she wanted to do. But I always typically use those days for an office day.
Yeah, it's really hard to do paper type work
with
all
kids.
the kids, or even now that things are less on paper, it can be hard to get any computer time in, especially for me with a 1-year-old, and I have a touch screen computer, so I swear she always comes up behind me and starts touching things, and then my screen does things that I wasn't anticipating.
Oops.
There goes all that work.
Yeah. Back when the kids were little, I would typically do that during nap time, or if the kid, I know that's with a toddler, that's what you kind of have to do, toddlers and babies. Once the kids are a little bit older, you can get them busy with an activity and a game, or I don't know whatever your children really get engrossed in, set them on that, and then you can even be in the same room just sitting at a table with your stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Today I posted this, that my goal today is to go through subscriptions, like the subscriptions that are like app subscriptions. I don't even know where do they come from. Sometimes I find it useful to go through and see what. At some point, I decided that would be a good thing to do for $1 or $3 a month or something. Am I still using that? Was it valuable to me? If not, unsubscribe.
But it's easy to let those things slide and forget about it for a long time.
And then
that's
all of a
costing
sudden
you money.
you've drained a lot of money for something that you're not really using. Same with newsletter subscriptions that pile up in your email. We were just talking about how with Gmail.
Yeah, I really like the feature where if you don't open an email from a certain sender for a long time, it'll pop up. Do you want to unsubscribe from, I think Pizza Hut was the one that was the most recent for me.
You haven't opened it for, I don't know, a long time. I appreciate that about Gmail.
Makes it a little easier.
Yeah. I mean, also a little bit creepy that
It is creepy.
They know I didn't open the email for a long
It's
time.
like, oh, I don't like that. But yeah, I do want to unsubscribe.
Yeah. What else? What else do you unsubscribe from? I was thinking.
Email subscriptions.
The art box. Okay, so this is a thing that I subscribed to this art box that comes every month. We did this last fall, I think. And in the evening, like once a week, twice a week, the kids and I would, after supper, we'd sit down at the table and we would do these watercolor projects. And it was so fun. It was just real relaxing and chill.
You guys made some beautiful stuff.
Yeah, we didn't take it real like we were making great masterpieces. No, it was more like
fun, relaxing.
Yeah.
Good for your brain.
Good for the brain. It was like just chilled me out. It was. I can feel it. Just talking about it, how good that was for me. However, this spring the days got longer. We had calving season, and for whatever reason, we weren't doing it. And then, but the art kept coming, and then I had 2 boxes that weren't opened sitting here, and then I got a notification that another box is on its way, and I thought, oh my goodness, we aren't doing it anymore. So I need to figure out, can I put it on vacation? I like that feature about some things.
Put it on hold.
Put it on hold until the fall, or do I need to unsubscribe? But first I need to figure out, how much am I paying for this? But I really liked that when we were doing it.
Yeah, so Office Day is a good day for managing those types of subscriptions and really putting some thought into those things that otherwise would just kind of slide by.
Yeah, just slide by. Otherwise, yeah. I want to talk about this. I don't know how long we've been talking, but okay, so really fast. When I had a busy stage in life, I would pile all my paper stuff I kept it in a bag, and I would take it along with me when I took the kids to piano lessons and that type of, or with children's choir too. I would take my office, I called it my office bag, and I would take my office bag along with me, and while they're doing their lessons, whatever, I would sit there and I would take care of all this business. Then it was just an easy way for me to do it at that, in a stretch of life there.
I especially remember you doing that at dentist appointments because you spend so much time waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So she'd camp out and make her own office in the dentist office waiting room.
And actually, so when I did nursing school, same thing. Because I still had kids in braces, and we would go to the orthodontist or the dentist, whatever, and I would sit there and do my schoolwork. And I didn't just... Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully you got some helpful tips. Go to homeplainandsimple.com to get the Quick Start ebook. Bridget put up a summer menu recipe plan.
Lunch menu plan.
Yes, that's what it was. And she's working on, that's what she was working on today.
Working on a 30-day menu plan.
Of home...
Suppers.
Home style, comfort food.
Yep.
Suppers.
Comfort food. Yummy
Easy.
suppers.
Yeah, because our thing here is keep it simple. In fact, tonight for supper, I learned this from my sister last night. It was so good. She had some left over from the weekend. Chicken breast, onions, peppers, and taco seasoning in the slow cooker all day. Just those ingredients. And then they put shredded cheese over the top, and we were eating it with chips, but you could easily put it in a tortilla, because we were talking about this, how would you eat this? because it's Taco Tuesday. And I didn't do that this morning, so I'm going to dump it all in the Instapot when we're done here. I'm going to put it in the Instapot. And so chicken breast, so it sounds like fajitas, but it was
does.
way more mild. It was a different flavor than you get from the fried fajitas. So it was super good. And I'm making that for supper tonight. All right, thanks for joining us. And we'll probably do this again tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Bye.